dive into an intriguing exploration of the adult content industry, where control and regulation extend beyond traditional boundaries. In most countries, the government adopts a surprisingly relaxed stance towards adult material, encountering hurdles in enforcing regulations on a global internet. This leads to a curious question: who truly holds the power to dictate what's permissible in the world of adult content? Surprisingly, the answer lies not with government entities or the creators themselves, but with two dominant corporations whose influence stretches across the globe. Join us as we uncover the identities of these companies and their unexpected authority in shaping the adult content landscape. Embark on a journey exploring the complex world of online adult content, where control and censorship extend beyond the obvious stakeholders like governments and website hosts. Surprisingly, in most countries, government regulation of adult material is minimal, and the challenges of enforcing restrictions on a global internet quickly become apparent. This leaves a gap in who actually has the power to dictate what is and isn't permissible in this sphere. Astonishingly, this power lies not with elected bodies or accountable entities, but with two influential corporations that wield unprecedented control over the adult industry. These two companies, operating outside the public eye and without direct accountability, wield a surprising degree of control over the adult entertainment industry. Their influence is not through content creation or direct involvement in the industry, but rather through their roles as financial gatekeepers. As the primary conduits for online payments, they have the unique ability to dictate what content can be monetarily supported, effectively setting standards for the global adult industry. This control extends beyond mere financial transactions. It shapes the creative and production decisions within the industry, as creators must align their content with the standards set by these companies to ensure financial viability. The limitations imposed on discussing adult content on platforms like YouTube highlight the challenges faced by content creators in addressing sensitive topics. The need for a censored version of this video on YouTube reflects the platform's stringent policies, which restrict open discussion on certain subjects. To circumvent these restrictions and provide viewers with a comprehensive understanding of the topic, the full version of the video is hosted on Nebula. This alternative platform allows for a more candid exploration of the subject matter, free from the constraints of advertising and content guidelines typically imposed by mainstream video hosting services. Visa and MasterCard, controlling a substantial majority of online credit card transactions, serve as critical intermediaries between consumers and the adult industry. Their dominance in payment processing means they effectively regulate the flow of funds within the industry. While free tube sites are sustained through advertising revenues, these revenues often stem from paid sites or other commercial services that require transaction processing. Similarly, pay-to-access sites depend on these payment providers to handle customer transactions. This reliance places Visa and MasterCard in a powerful position, allowing them to impose regulations and standards on the industry indirectly through their control over financial transactions.
Supportive producer and the supportive manager that I had experienced when I was signing my contract.
Their decisions can have far-reaching implications, influencing not only the financial viability of adult content providers, but also the nature and scope of the content available to consumers. Visa and MasterCard, controlling a substantial share of global credit card transactions, act as intermediaries between consumers and sellers. This position grants them considerable sway over what can be sold using their services. While these companies have historically charged higher fees for riskier industries like adult content, the recent fallout from a critical New York Times article led to a major shift. The article, highlighting the darker aspects of sites like Pornhub, spurred activist investor Bill Ackman to contact MasterCard's CEO, resulting in an investigation and subsequent withdrawal of services from Pornhub. This move, followed by Visa, dealt a significant blow to Pornhub's revenue, demonstrating the immense power these payment providers wield. Visa and MasterCard's influence extends beyond financial transactions. They effectively regulate the content that can be created and sold. Their guidelines, though vague, prohibit certain types of content, leaving studios and creators to navigate a complex landscape. Companies, the guidelines set by Visa and MasterCard, while broad, have a profound impact on the adult industry. Studios and creators often find themselves interpreting these vague rules to ensure compliance. This task is so intricate that it has spawned businesses like Mobius Pay, whose sole purpose is to guide companies through this regulatory maze. Their advisory documents list various prohibitions, encompassing not just explicit acts but also nuanced themes and specific terminologies. This spectrum of restrictions underscores the complex relationship between financial service providers and content creators. It highlights how these payment giants wield control not only over financial transactions, but also over the boundaries of permissible content in the adult industry. Like Mobius Pay helps studios understand and comply with these guidelines, which cover a range of prohibited content and even warn against specific themes and language. The uncertain guidelines provided by payment providers like Visa and MasterCard foster an environment where adult content creators and studios operate with caution, often erring on the side of conservatism. This self-censorship is a direct result of the power these financial institutions wield, as they can unilaterally decide to terminate services for content they deem inappropriate, irrespective of its legality. This creates a precarious situation for creators who must navigate a vague set of rules, leading to a landscape where content is often more conservative than what might be legally permissible. The fear of account termination and loss of revenue sources compels studios to avoid any content that could potentially be flagged, even if it falls within legal parameters. Visa and MasterCard's influential position in determining what adult content is acceptable raises significant ethical and governance questions. While they hold the power to censor and influence content, it's unclear if they desire this level of responsibility, often finding themselves in the role of moral arbiters. Their decisions, which can impact entire segments of the industry, are made behind closed doors, lacking transparency and accountability. This situation brings into focus the debate on whether such power should reside with private corporations, driven by their policies and profit motives, or if there should be a more transparent, regulated approach by governmental bodies that can offer clearer guidelines and accountability in content regulation. This exploration reveals the hidden power dynamics in the adult industry, where two major payment providers hold sway over what content can be produced and distributed. Their influence extends far beyond financial transactions, shaping the very nature of the industry. The question of who should regulate adult content remains a contentious one, highlighting the complex interplay between free market forces, corporate power, and government oversight. For the full, uncensored discussion on this topic, viewers are encouraged to explore our content on Nebula, where we delve deeper into these intricate and often controversial issues. That wraps up our exploration into the unexpected influence of Visa and MasterCard in the adult industry. It's a fascinating and complex world where financial transactions intertwine with content creation and distribution. For more in-depth discussions and insights into topics like this, remember to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to check out our other videos for more intriguing stories and analyses across a variety of sectors. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the nuanced dynamics of industry and power. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.